विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुस्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. Oh, today we start the 19th chapter. 19th chapter teaches Punlinga Napunsakalinga Shabdas of Ukaranta and Rukaranta. For Ukaranta, the standard word is Guru. Everybody accepted Guru, Ukaranta. For Rukaranta, there are different words. According to the context, we shall use them. Dhatru, other books say Dhatru. He uses Kartru. It's okay. Neta also you can use. I think Neta is better, isn't it? Neta. Akaranta Shabdas we have seen. What is that? Rama Shabda. And its Napunsakalinga is Phalam. Phalam Phale Phalani. Similarly for Ikaranta Shabda Hari. Harihi Hari Harayaha. Then the Napunsakalinga is Vari Varini Varini. That we have seen. Then another thing is Strilinga Shabdas we have seen. In Strilinga Shabdas, one is a Akaranta, Dirgha Akaranta Mala, Dirgha Ikaranta Nadi. Mati have we seen? No, not yet studied. This much we have studied. Now we are studying Guruhu. Guruhu is close to Hari Shabda. Guru Shabda is close to Hari Shabda. Not much different. See, Hari. As the Hari, so Guru. Ukaranta. You can see them. Nouns of the masculine gender ending in U, that is Ukaranta, are declined like those ending in E. Nanu helidinalla, as I told you. The Ukaranta Shabdas are very much similar to Ikaranta in forming their Vibhakti Rupas. So, with this difference that E, A or Ya occurs in the latter, U, O and Va should be substituted respectively in the former. That means wherever E comes, see in Hari Shabda E or A or what you call Ya. Wherever E comes, here the U comes. Wherever A comes, in Ukaranta Shabda, O comes. Wherever Ya comes, here the Va comes. That's all. If you remember these things, remaining are just the same. Isn't it? In place of E, U comes. Short or long, it could be. In place of A, O comes. In place of Ya, Va comes. With reference to Guru Shabda. For example, take Harihi, Hari we told. Harihi, Prathama Ekavachana. Similarly, Guruhu. Where E is there, Ihi is there, there Uhu. Hari, Guru, same. Hari, Guru. Because Hari plus the Au Shabda, Au Pratyaya. Hari plus Au, Dvivachana I am talking. Prathama Vibhakti Dvivachana. Hari plus E comes. There it becomes a Dirgha. Or shall I write it? It will be better. Isn't it? First Harihi is simple. Harihi Guruhu. Prathama Vibhakti Dvivachana. Hari first the basic pratyayas are su, au, jas, sa, au, as, sa, au, as. Sa is same, so no different. Instead of au, in Rama Shabda, au is there. Rama plus au, Ramau take place. In Nadi Shabda, Nadyau. In Mala alone changes. Mala plus Male. There Guna comes. Mala plus E. Mala plus E, Male, Guna comes. In Nadi Shabda, Nadi plus au, Nadyau it becomes. Yanadesha also comes and then au remains. Okay. So here Hari Shabda, instead of Hari plus E we have used. Hari plus E becomes Hari Dirgha. Here Guru plus U comes. Then it becomes long. What will be the form? Guru. That's all. That's why the first rule is wherever E comes, here the U comes. Hari plus E, Hari there. Guru plus U, Guru here. This thing. Then the Bahuvachana. Let us come to the Bahuvachana form. In Bahuvachana form, Harayaha we made it. How did we make? Hari plus As. First let us see. Hari plus As. As is the pratyaya. So Hari, how does Harayaha is the form we are supposed to derive? Because Harayaha is the form that is present in the language. From the Hari, we have to derive the Harayaha. So what is possible? Here the E changes Guna. Can you see? I think this is coming in the way. Visible, okay. Hari takes Guna, so Hare. It becomes a Hare. Or I think you could sit probably in between these things. You could see, I don't know. Try adjust how you can see.
From here it is fully visible.
That's what I'm telling you. Sit like that so that you can see them. Or this is better. Okay. So Hari takes Guna. Then what happens? Hare. Then once this Guna, because there are certain routes, there are certain ways, Panini permits. Only those things we can use, we can't use anything. One is Gunadesha. These are first 7 are basic sandhis. Gunadesha, Vruddhyadesha, Yanadesha, then Echo Yavayava, Ayavayava Adesha, then Purva Rupa Sandhi, Pararupa Sandhi. These are the basic things. So, any change if you want to achieve from the basic form to the derived form, the process of derivation, you have to apply only these steps only. What this you have studied? Guna, Vruddhi, Guna, Vruddhi, Yanadesha, and then Ayavayava, Adesha. These are the things. Other than this, you can't change. So here, you can't just change like this and derive any form directly. See, Harayaha ide. In place of Hari, you replace it as Haraya directly. There is no steps. For the steps to take place, there are certain rules. Only according to those rules, you have to make the steps. Through these steps, you have to arrive that. So here, one is Guna is possible. Because Guna we know it. Hari changes to Hare, Guna. After Guna, As is being a vowel, that is Ach. Ach, it is being a Swara. H changes to Ayavayava. So Aya. Hare becomes Ay, Harai. Harai plus As, Harayas. Sa becomes Visarga, Harayaha. In 2 steps. One is E taking Guna. And then because of the following vowel, A becoming I. If you follow these 2 steps, Harayaha deriving is easy. Because we have to follow according to the rules alone we have to. Isn't it? This is how we derive it. So Panini follows these steps to derive. So similarly, Guru also do the same thing. Or shall I write these things? Or you remember that Hare? Hare. So because Hare becomes Hare. Hare plus As. So this H changes to Harai, Harayaha. So Harai plus A joins it to Harayas. So Harayas, the Sa changes to Visarga, Harayaha. This is the form. Similarly, exactly same. Exactly same means what? The 2 steps of Gunadesha and Ayadesha. Gunadesha, Ayadesha. Similarly, Guru Shabda also, Guru. U, what is the Gunadesha? O. Everybody may not need these grammatical steps. Those who do not want to learn all these steps directly can learn the ready-made forms, the derived forms. Guruhu, Guru, Guravaha, ready-made forms are there, you can learn directly. But since Bhandarkar is using, and this will be preparing you for the Paniniya grammar, so therefore those who are interested alone, these steps I am telling. Those who are not interested, Hari to Harayaha, Guru to Guravaha directly. Either they are children or even if they are grown up, if they are not interested in all these grammatical steps, can directly learn Guravaha, the form, ready-made form which is in use in the language. So you can recognize the form. Guravaha is a plural form of Guru Shabda, Prathama Vibhakti. If you remember this much, you can understand the language and go ahead. You don't need to these steps, these grammatical steps. Okay, so Guru plus As is there anyway. As is the pratyaya. Okay, so O, according to the same Ayadi Sandhi, A, O, I, Av. A, O, I, Au. These when 4 letters followed by vowel, what happens? They are replaced by what you call in the sequence. Aya, Ava, Aya, Ava. So the second one O followed by vowel, this is replaced by Av. Guru becomes Gurav. Guravala. Gurava, if you say, you are adding akara into it. See, O becomes Av. A becomes I alone. So here Harayaha, because of akara joining it, becomes Ya. So in Ya there are 2 letters. One Ya is consonant, A is the vowel. Ya, A, Ya. Ya, A. Ya is only consonant, A. Consonant and vowel both joining together becomes a Haraya. Similarly, Va. For the Va, Guru becomes Gurav. See, Gurav. Okay. O becomes Av. Then A joins with it. Guravas. So Sa changes to Visarga. So form is Guravaha. This is how Panini does it. See, Panini first made the basic rules, which I told you, Gunadesha, Vruddhi, and then Yanadesha, and then Ayava, and also Purva Rupa Sandhi. Sometimes it merges into previous form. That Akara merges into previous, that is called Purva Rupa Sandhi. Sometimes Para Rupa Sandhi. Because the previous form merges into the Para Rupa. These 5 or 6 basic rules he took, and these are the steps for every derivations in all, whether it is a noun derivation, adjective, verbs and samasa, in krudanta, tadditanta, in all derivations these are the basic rules. But sometimes these rules are not enough, you have to add some extra letters. Therefore in mala yaha, there he has to add the ya extra ya, we have to add it. So therefore wherever certain these rules are not enough, these steps are not enough, then he took the extra additions he has taken here and there few one. So that extra letters we call them adeshas. They are called agamas. In fact, agama means extra, adding them, some of them. So with these things, taking these as a basic principles, Panini has been deriving all the various forms. This is his method. I don't know in modern days what you call this thing, since I am not good at maths, but I know Panini's, but I don't know these maths. So probably they also see some similarity. Modern people also see some kind of a mathematical steps like this. So here, Gurav. So first, Guru plus E, in place of E, we told in place of U comes. Guru plus U, Guru. I think I did not write it. If you want it, I'll write it. That is Dvivachana. Prathama Vibhakti Dvivachana. So Guru plus U. Then what happens? It becomes Guru. isn't it? Guru plus U, Guru. In Hari Shabda, Hari plus E, Hari. Guru plus U, Guru. Therefore, Hari, Guru are just similar. Therefore, Panini, in deriving Hari Guru, he doesn't derive separately like this, like Bhandarkar. First he derived only Hari Shabda, and now we are deriving Guru Shabda. Hari Guru combines and one sutra he applies for both. Same rule. One rule, under one rule he derives both the forms. Because he found very similar. Similar Hare plus As. Because in that Bahuvachana form, Hari E takes Guna. Here U takes Guna. Illi Hare, illi Guru. As remains both, for both, followed by As. So this changes Ayadesha. Illi Avadesha. Ayadesha, Avadesha. Because as we told, according to the first rule, wherever A changes to A, here O changes to Av. That is the difference. Av. So Hare becomes Harai. Ya is only consonant. Harai plus As, Harayas. Harayaha. Similarly, Guru plus As, Gurav. Gurav plus As, Guravaha. Now the Prathama Vibhakti we have derived. Guruhu, Guru, Guru, Guravaha.
Guruhu, Guru, Guravaha.
That's all. Guruhu, one Guru. Guru, two Gurus. Guravaha, many Gurus. That is the thing. So only two things we have applied. Gunadesha, in Vivachana, Vu we have added. So U plus U, Savarna Dirgha, Guru has come. For Guru Shabda, Au was the basic pratyaya. Au. Su, Au, Jas. Sa, Au, Jas. So, Au, As were the pratyayas. Instead of Au remains for Akaranta Shabda, for Nadi Shabda also. But in Mala Shabda, E comes. But in Hari Shabda also, E comes. Guru Shabda, U is the pratyaya. That O is replaced by U. Au is replaced by U. So, Guru plus U, Savarna Dirgha takes place Guru. Hari plus E, Hari. Two Haris. Here the two Gurus. So, Guruhu Prathama Vibhakti. Ekavachana of Prathama Vibhakti. Guru Vivachana of Prathama Vibhakti. Guravaha. How does the Guravaha? Guru becomes O Av. O Av As. O Av As Guravaha. That is a simple step. Okay. Ikadvitiya Vibhakti. Harim, Ramam. For all these things, is the form. Harim, first Ramam. Savarna Dirgha doesn't come. Akara gets lopa there. Hari plus Rama plus Ramam. Hari plus Harim. Guru plus Gurum means is the pratyaya. Rama plus Illi Hari plus Guru plus In all these things, what happens? Ami Purva Rupaha, Panini says. When followed by the previous form alone comes, this A will be replaced by previous. That means in Rama Shabda A is there, A alone will replace A. That means this A will merge into it. In Hari, Hari alone will replace A. Ramam, Harim, Gurum. That's all. Nadi plus Nadim. Mala plus There A, long A is there. We can say, right? We can write it. Mala plus same.
Mala plus Mala.
So this A will remain, this A will merge, this A alone will replace it, overpower it. Malam. Nadi, Nadim. So, Dvitiya Ekavachana. See, this is the difference. You have not studied grammar, but I'll tell you. Lagu Siddhanta Kaumudi and Siddhanta Kaumudi are the later granthas Siddhanta Kaumudi was written by Bhattoji. Originally, Ashtadhyayi was written by Panini. That was an ancient grammar system. Later, they found it is difficult to understand. Therefore, Bhattoji Dikshita wrote Siddhanta Kaumudi. Then Varadaraja wrote Lagu Siddhanta, because when Siddhanta Kaumudi is a highly advanced, so for beginners can't understand. For sake of children, Lagu Siddhanta Kaumudi. But Lagu itself is so heavy that even intellectuals find it difficult to understand. Because the structure is like that. Not that it is a challenge to your intellect, but the whole structure is like that. Therefore, it looks difficult. But if you explain point by point, then it's okay. It's not a problem. So, in these things, in Lagu Siddhanta Kaumudi and Siddhanta Kaumudi, they are called Prakriya Granthas. Prakriya means the guides like a guide. They are derivative books meant for deriving. So, they take one by one. Like now, as we have studied in Bhandarkar, Rama Shabda. He takes one Rama Shabda and derives all the 7 vibhaktis of Rama Shabda. Then go to the Hari Shabda, derives all the things. Then takes the Guru Shabda and derives all the things. This is how the Lagu Kaumudi, Siddhanta Kaumudi goes, by Shabda wise. Each word wise takes one word and derive all its vibhaktis. But Panini takes Prathama vibhakti of all Shabdas he derives. Of Rama Shabda, now just now we are seeing, you see, Ramam. If he takes it, is a Dvitiya Ekavachana Pratyaya. He takes Rama Shabda, Hari Shabda, Guru Shabda, Mala Shabda, Nadi Shabda, for all Shabdas of Dvitiya Ekavachana, in one stroke he derives. That's the Paniniya structure. So that Paniniya structure is useful where the Sanskrit was some manner useful in society. Already used in society. When Prakrit was prevalent, Prakrit is close to Sanskrit, almost the same, it is in a kind of another dialect only, a slightly modified form of Sanskrit. In those days, learning Sanskrit was easy, therefore Panini designed that method. So he takes the Dvitiya Ekavachana or Prathama Ekavachana of all the Shabdas he derives together. Now, since we are totally unfamiliar with all Vibhaktis, that method became very difficult. Later, Bhattoji Dikshit or even Lagu Siddhanta Kaumudi, they derived like this by Shabda wise. But Panini, derivation looks is interesting, but here he uses the same, Panini uses one rule for all these Shabdas of Dvitiya Ekavachana together. Therefore, I feel that we have to study both the ways. When I was teaching Lagu, in fact, I am writing a book. Along with teaching, I am writing a book. I am writing like this, two combined in one way. This, nobody has done it. I've seen number of books I have seen. Number of books in Sanskrit, English, Hindi, whatever languages I know, in Telugu, all Kannada, number of books. All of them follow either Panini's method directly. Panini's method is very difficult. Therefore, everybody follows this Lagu method alone. It's a highly complicated. Complicated means the system is like that, you can't help, you have to study. It's really frightening. But this combining two, now you see, as I am doing this is the Panini's method. I combine, both this Shabda wise as well as this. Both I am combining. Both if you do, it is interesting, easy to remember, and you can understand Panini's structure, Panini's method as well as this method. Anyway, I am writing a book. When the book will come out, then people will know. So the Nadi. Now you take about Nadi plus
Nadi.
Same, Purva Rupaha. Purva Rupa means what? It's the last letter of the previous word. Purva Rupa means the last letter of the previous word alone overpowers it. That means this A will be overpowered, it is swallowed. Only Ramam, Harim, Gurum, Malam, Nadim. It becomes easy to remember. This is the Panini's way. If you go by Lagu Siddhanta Kaumudi, each word they learn separately. Ami Purva Rupaha, this is how Panini does it. Okay. Now they got Dvitiya Vibhaktis, Dvivachana. Same like Prathama.
Hari.
Hilli Rama plus Au. So Ramau. Hari plus E. Hari. Guru plus U. Guru. Because Mala plus E. Male. Nadi plus, here Au comes. When Au comes, here Yanadesha also come. Nadyau. Nadyau. Nadi, no, I think Yanadesha not required. Directly you can do it. That Nadi plus Au, Yanadesha automatically comes. Yanadesha automatically comes. Av is already there. Nadyau, that's all. Only Yanadesha comes and Av is joined. Nadi, Nadyau, Nadyaha. Like that. So, this is Ekavachana. And Dvitiya Vibhaktis, Dvivachana we have done. And next is Bahuvachana. I think we have to retain these words. This is better. We retain the same words. So, for this as is the pratyaya. In as is the pratyaya, Rama plus as. In Prathama Vibhakti, we have used Ramas. And sa changes to Visarga Rama. There is no other change. But in Dvitiya, Bahuvachana. Second Vibhakti is Bahuvachana. Rama plus as, first Ramas takes place. First Ramas takes place. Second step is this Ramas becomes An. Other in the Raman. As replaced by An. Other in the Raman. Hari plus An. So this Rama becomes Dirgha. I is swallowed again. I is swallowed. This Sa changes to Na. See, isn't it? This Sa changes to Na. This I is swallowed by the previous letter. I is swallowed by previous letter becomes lengthened. Raman. Tasmat shasoh na pumsi Paninisro. So in place of Na comes and this A gets lengthened. So Raman. Then similarly here also. Na is anyway there. Hari becomes long. Hareen. Guru becomes long. Gurun. Ika Rukaranta Shabda if we learn, I think we could have added Rukaranta. Anyway, he is telling separately. If you add the Rukaranta Shabda, Netru, Netrun, Netru ide, again Trun it becomes. Anyway, we'll see later. So, Raman, Hareen, Gurun. But here, these are all the feminine Shabda, therefore rule changes. This doesn't apply because these Nakara comes only in masculine Shabdas alone. In masculine Shabdas alone. So, Guru plus As becomes An. First An, the Na comes. This I is overpowered, merges into it. Therefore, Gurun. It becomes a long one, Gurun. So, Dvitiya Bahuvachana of Rama is Raman. Hari is Hareen. Guru is Gurun. Hareen. Hareen Na. Gurun. Like Hareen, Gurun, Raman. Like that. Gurun. Dvitiya Vibhakti Aitu. Now coming to the Tritiya. For Tritiya, for Rama Shabda, Ina comes. That is a special addition, special Adesha, substitute. And the basic Pratyaya is A. Basic Pratyaya is A. For all Shabdas, Tabhyam Bhis. Abhyam Bhis is the form. A, say A, Bhyam Bhis. These are the basic Pratyayas. So, in case of Rama Shabda, this I is totally replaced by Ina. This I is replaced by Ina. Then Rama plus Ina, what happens? Ramena, and Na changes to Na. So, Guna Sandhi, Rama plus Ina, Ramena. But in Hari Shabda, Na extra comes and joins here. To the A, Na is added. Therefore, Na plus A, Na. Because of the Rakara, Harina. Similarly, Guru also, because of the Na, Harina, Guruna. Harina, see Ramena, Harina and Guruna. Tritiya Ekavachanas. Ramena by Rama, Harina by Hari, Guruna by Guru. See, this is the thing. In fact, A is the common. Only Na gets added in Hari Shabda and Guru Shabda. This A remains applicable for many others. So here, unfortunately, the general rule comes later. These exceptions comes first, isn't it? In all these things, exception is coming.
Ramena, Harina, Guruna.
Have you noted these things? Now can I remove it? Because each step, each vibhakti, if you compare like this, it becomes easy to remember. Okay. Then Bhyam. Rama plus Bhyam, Rama Bhyam. Because A becomes Dirgha, Rama Bhyam. Then Hari Shabda, there is no Dirgha. Hari Bhyam, Guru Bhyam. In Bhyam, when Bhyam is added, 7:45? Okay. I thought too late. No. Still time is there. So, in Bhyam means Tritiya Dvivachana. Tritiya Dvivachana, Rama followed by Bhyam, Rama takes Dirgha. So, Rama Bhyam. Whereas for the Hari, no Dirgha. It remains the same. Hari Bhyam, Guru Bhyam. All the three are same. I think we should add the Netru also. I think I made a mistake. I should have done that. Netru Shabda also let us derive together. Let us derive together Netru Shabda. Netru is, you will go back to the Prathama Vibhakti, because Netru Shabda we should have added. Netru, I think he has given in the next page, you can see Kartru. Through, you can note down, through, or first you listen and later you can note down. So, Prathama Vibhakti has got three forms. Ekavachana, Dvivachana, Bahuvachana. Dvitiya Vibhakti, Ekavachana and Dvivachana, up to this alone. Means how many forms? 5. Prathama Vibhakti 3, Dvitiya Vibhakti first 2. That means 5. In these 5 forms, this through becomes R, Vruddhyadesha. Ru takes Vruddhyadesha. Isn't it? This Ru takes Vruddhyadesha. Then what happens? Netru becomes through Ru becomes R. Netar. Tar. Okay. Ne is always there. We have stopped at Tritiya Dvivachana and we are coming from the beginning. Because the Netru Shabda also we are adding. First Prathama Vibhakti. For Prathama Vibhakti all the 3. For Dvitiya Vibhakti first 2. In all these 5 cases and in 5 contexts of Rukaranta Shabda, Punlinga. Rukaranta Shabda is Punlinga like Ramadi Shabda. So this through ending Ru takes Vruddhi. Vruddhi. Ar is the Guna. Ar is the Guna for Rukara. For Rukara, Ar is the Guna. R is Vruddhi. R Dirgha. So Netru becomes Netar. So in Prathama Ekavachana, Netar remains, Ra gets dropped. Neta. You call Neta only in Kannada. Neta. That's all. Neta is a leader. Netru. Similarly, Kartru. Kartar. Ra gets dropped. Karta. Bhoktru. Bhokta. Jnatru. Jnata. Anything, all Rukaranta Shabdas. Neta, Karta, Bhokta, Jnata. All Rukaranta Shabdas are like this. Prathama Vibhakti Dvivachana. So first rule is through becoming R. I have already told you. Now add the Dvitiya Vibhakti Pratyaya Yavadu, sorry, Dvivachana Au. So in Rama Shabda Av is retained. In Rukaranta Shabda also Av is retained. In between two alone changes. So Netar plus Au. Join. Simply joining. There is no rule at all. Netarau. Neta, Netarau. Netar plus Au. Only one thing is the Ru changes to Vriddhi. Neta, Rakara dropped. Neta, Prathama Ekavachana. Prathama Dvivachana, Netarau. As is the Pratyaya. Prathama Bahuvachana Pratyaya. Prathama Vibhakti Bahuvachana Pratyaya As. Neta, sorry, Netru becomes Netar. Netar plus As. Join them. Netaras. Sa becomes Visarga. Netaraha. It is easy. So there is nothing except that Ru changing. Ru changes to R, remaining all are easy.
True. It is easy.
Easy. That's why Panini method, it may look complicated, but it makes the language easy. Grammar makes much easy to learn Sanskrit. Because grammar means when systematically it follows certain order. And if you learn one rule, you can derive the 10 forms easily in one stroke. All becomes easy. So Neta, Netarau, Netar plus Au, Netar plus As, Netarau, Netaras, Netaraha. Ika coming to Dvitiya Ekavachana. Netar plus First we say Rama plus Ramam. Then Hari plus Harim. Guru plus Gurum. Netar plus there is no rule, simply joining. Netaram. Netaram. It is simple. Then Dvitiya Vibhaktis Dvivachana.
So here R doesn't get
no, it's a different rule because Ra is there already consonant. Ra consonant is there. There it was a vowel. Is a consonant. Consonant is simply vowel joins. Netaram, that's all. So Dvitiya Vibhakti Dvivachana. What is that? First Netru became Netar. Up to 5 forms are common, I told you. First 5 forms take Vriddhi Adesha, they become Netar. Up to Netar same. Av is the Pratyaya. Same like this Netaro. So first 5 becomes the same. Then Ika Dvitiya Vibhakti Bahuvachana. Like in Rama Shabda, what did we do? Rama plus As. In one general rule of Panini is in all masculine genders. What happens? That As, Sa becomes Na. An, Tasmat Shasoha Napumsi. Na comes there. Therefore, the A, the previous A gets lengthened. Previous A means Akara ending. Akaranta becomes long and A is swallowed up. Raman. Hari becomes lengthened and Akara gets swallowed up. Harin. Guru becomes Gurun. Kartru, this is. Through Ru becomes lengthened and A gets swallowed. Same. Kartrun, Netrun. See, the same rule, the ending A, the ending vowel gets lengthened and the Akara gets swallowed and Na will be additional we have added for masculines alone. Only in masculines. So therefore, Rama becomes Rama plus As, Raman. Isn't it? Then Hari plus As, Harin. Guru plus As, Gurun. Kartru plus As, Kartrun. So all the 4 we have learnt. Raman, Harin, Gurun, Kartrun. The rule is same, common rule. One is in As, Sakara changes to Na. It becomes An. Tasmat Shasoha Napumsi, the Sa becomes Na. Then A alone remains. So the A merges into the previous vowel. Previous Purva Savarna Dirghaha we call it. Purva's letter alone becomes Dirgha and A replaced. So Raman, Harin, Gurun, Netrun. This is the, see, Panini follows certain systematic order. How he derives all these things is amazing thing. Therefore, foreigners studying this thing, what a systematic thing. How beautiful it is. Systematically he derives. So, Raman, Harin, Gurun and Netron. Now, Trutiya Ekavachana. We should have done that together now. Now, from here we will go together. Netru we should have done in the beginning only. Now I have done later. You can add to your previous forms. Now, Netru, Rama plus, first take, Trutiya Vibhaktis Pratyaya. Pratyayas are Abhyam Bis. First A. Rama plus A is replaced by Ina, therefore Ramena. This we have studied. So, this A to the A, Nakara is added. So, Hari plus Na, Harina. Guru plus Na, Guruna. Then Netru plus A is their same A. See, in case of you know, it is very interesting. In case of Rama, A is the basic pratyaya, is totally replaced by Ina. In Hari, not totally replaced, A is retained, Na is added. Guru also Na is added. Here, nothing is added, nothing is replaced. Only A remains. So, Netru plus A. Only you have to join them. If Sandhi is required, you use them. If Sandhi is not there, just join them. But there is a little Sandhi. What is this Yanadesha Sandhi? See, Ivu Rulu changes to Yavarala. Netru plus A. Netra. Kartra. Bhoktra. Netra. Okay. So here, because of Rama, Ina comes here. I put here Ina. So here Ramena. Okay. Now you can sit together now. Tritiya Ekavachana of these four forms. A is replaced by Ina, therefore Ramena. Na gets added, therefore Harina. Illi Na gets added Guruna. Illi Netru, A is joined, only Yanadesha Sandhi comes Netra. Now what are the forms? Ramena, Harina, Guruna, Netra. Ika for Bhyam, Tritiya Dvivachana. Tritiya Dvivachana, Rama plus Bhyam, we have added Rama Bhyam. A becomes Dirgha. Hari, there is no Dirgha. Hari Bhyam. Guru, there is no Dirgha. Guru Bhyam. Then Netru becomes Netru Bhyam. Only Rama becomes Dirgha. In all other things remains the same. Therefore, Tritiya Dvivachana, what are the forms? Say now. Rama Bhyam, Bhyam, Guru Bhyam, Netru Bhyam. That's all. This is the Panini's way. Lagu way, it's a bit complicated. I like it, I don't know, somehow the Panini's way. People have left out Panini, only Lagu. Once Lagu came, I think 4 centuries, 5 centuries ago, Lagu alone is adopted everywhere. This system, people don't bother. I don't know, somehow I liked it. When I teach Lagu, as I told you, I teach both, that and this. Therefore, you understand the Panini, I combine both. You study simultaneously Lagukam, Ashtadhyayi. This way I have designed it. And I found it's very interesting. And some portion I taught, Mahesha went away because he's busy now. I think I should continue. Anyway, if we continue, then we will write the complete detail. I just made a brief notes. I have not done this thoroughly. I should do it thoroughly. I think you are making notes. I have not done notes at all today. I think I have to sit again, write all these things. Anyway, we'll do it. So, if we write this thing, it becomes easy for us to learn. See, in one rule, all of them can be understood. For Rama Shabda, Ina is the Adesha. For Hari and Guru, Nakara is added here, not Adesha, additional. For Kartru, there is only Guna, what you call Sandhi Niyama only. That Yanadesha Sandhi. So, what are the forms derived? Ramena, Harina, Guruna, Netra. Bhyam, Rama Bhyam, Hari Bhyam, Guru Bhyam, and Netru Bhyam. Okay. Now, coming to Tritiya Bahuvachana. Bis. In Bis, Bis is the basic pratyaya. Sa becomes visarga, so therefore bhi alone remains. But in Rama Shabda, ato bisais, only in akaranta Rama Shabda alone, in the entire Sanskrit language, only Rama Shabda alone gets a different replacement. In all other Shabda, bhi alone remains. In all other Shabda. So biski ice baruttade. Ice. When ice, bis is replaced by ice, Rama plus ice, Vriddhi Sandhi, Ramai. So Ramai. Hari plus bis, no change, Hari bihi. Okay, Guru plus bihi, Guru bihi. Then Netru. That's all. No change. All are easy. So Tritiya Bahuvachana is Ramaihi, Haribhihi, Gurubhihi, Netrubhihi. That's all. Only Rama is an exception, or all are same. But unfortunately in Lagu method, first this exception alone you learn first. Because Akaranta is the first. First you learn exception and later words you learn this. Okay. Then I think Chaturthi Vibhakti. In Chaturthi Vibhakti, I think, can I wipe out this? This. Nge bhyam bhyas. A bhyam bhyas is the basic pratyayas. Basic suffixes are a, bhyam and bhyas. Okay. So for Rama Shabda, what happens? This a is totally replaced by ya, and Rama becomes long. Long means I am putting like this. So therefore it becomes Ramaya. Ngeryaha, Panini writes one special rule only. Okay. For Hari, A is there anyway. This takes guna again. When Hari takes guna, Hare. Once it takes guna, see Panini goes, by what changes that form can be derived. He has got those 4 steps. Guna, Vriddhi, and then Ayavayava, Yanadesha. These 4 alone. Out of these 4, somewhere he adjusts them. Hari becomes guna. Hari takes guna. Then what happens? Hare. A is already vowel. Then what happens? Hari becomes guna, changes to ayavayava. Harai. Harai. Ya. Harai plus A, what happens? Harai yakara. Consonant yakara. Plus A joins it. Haraye. So Hari becomes, here I have not written. Shall I write it? How to say that? Hari becomes Hare. Jaga illa, darinda. A, and A changes to I, Arai, and A idde. Then what happens? Haraye. Isn't it? Re becomes Re. Re becomes Re, Re changes to Rai. I, in fact, it is I. Then A is already there, so Haraye. Similarly, Guru Ashto. U takes Guna. Guru becomes Guru. Guru becomes Gurav. and A idde ide. A is already there. So it becomes Gurave. Then Netru. Netru plus A. It is straight. Yanadesha. No changing, nothing. Netru plus A, Netre. Chaturthi Ekavachana. In Rama, A becomes Dirgha and Ya joins. It means Ya replaces this A. Ya replaces A. Therefore, Ramaya. Hari takes Guna and then A is there, normal Sandhi rule. Taking Guna alone is extra. This normal Sandhi rule is Ayadesha. Harai A, Haraye. Gurav A, Gurave. Netru plus A, Netre, only Anadesha Sandhi. Tru becomes Tra. Ru becomes Ra. Isn't it? Yavarala changes. No, Ivu Rulu changes to Yavarala. This is Yanadesha. Iko Yanachi, Yanadesha. So Netru becomes Netre. That's all. So repeat this form. Ramaya, Haraye, Gurave, Netre. When you say Namaha, Namaskara, this Chaturthi Vibhakti should use it. Ramaya Namaha, Shivaya Namaha, Haraye Namaha, Gurave Namaha, Netre Namaha. Yesu ಯಾವ ಶಬ್ದ ಅಕಾರಾಂತನ ಇಕಾರಾಂತನ ಉಕಾರಾಂತನ ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಯೇಸಾಯ ನಮಃ ಇನ್ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ದೇ ಪುಟ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಚರ್ಚ್ ಯೇಸಾಯ ನಮಃ Then I told, let them continue, we should not correct them, continue. You see, from Karyalaya, when I am going to that Majestic, on the way, there is the overbridge there. There is a left side, coming from the Majestic to this side. There is a left side, is a huge church just at the overbridge alone. There you can say, Yesaya Namaha. Their Sanskrit knowledge is great. And our fellows also, our Indians also, Gurave Namaha bittu bittu, Guruve Namaha ಎಂದು ಹೇಳುವುದು ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು. ಗುರುವೇ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಂಥದ್ದು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಊ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಗುಣಾದೇಶ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಗುಣ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅವಾದೇಶ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಗುರವೇ ನಮಃ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಲ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದರು ಅವ್ರು ಕೇಳುವುದೇ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಗುರುರ್ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ, ಗುರು ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ, ಗುರುಹು ವಿಸರ್ಗ ಇದೆ, ದಟ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಟು ಗುರುರ್. ನಾನು ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಲ ಹೇಳಿದರು ಗುರು ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಗುರು ವಿಷ್ಣು, ಇದು ಏನಪ್ಪ? ಐ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಯು ಲರ್ನ್ ಐದರ್ ಯು ಲರ್ನ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಎ ಪರ್ಸನ್, ಆರ್ if you don't want to learn, don't chant in front of us in the mic when people are listening. Why do you want to spoil their minds? Why do you want to hurt them? It is easy. If you want to learn, I can teach you learn. No, he won't learn. He will repeat the same thing. ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಲ, however times you tell him, he repeats the same mistake. I say, you learn. 1 hour class I have wasted to teach him. Next day he does the same thing. ಏನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕಪ್ಪ? The stubborn fellows, why do they want to do hurt like this? They say we have a freedom. This is the freedom they do.
Freedom.
See, Gurave Namaha, Guruve Namaha.
Even in schools, they don't identify the mistake and they don't teach the students properly.
Teach first. Do teachers know? If the teachers know, it comes automatically to the students.
True.
See, Sanskrit shlokas, you don't have to learn this much of grammar, but at least to pronounce them correctly. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu. Guru Vishnu ಹೇಳಿಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. Guru Ra, Refa, they swallow up. Say Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara. Guru Devo ಎಂದು ಹೇಳಿಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. Gurur Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guru Gurave. If the teachers know, the students also will learn it. Now it has become a fashion. That means you are arrogant that you know grammar, you are trying to find fault with me. They have come to this thing. I told them, you learn mistakes, there are mistakes, I can teach you if you want. It's a simple thing, anybody can learn. I have not told in front of everybody, only privately, separately. See, there are mistakes in your chanting, you do separate. Again he does the same. Again he does that. ಒಂದು ಸಲ I told him openly, before I start the class in Bangalore Karyalaya, I told him, still he doesn't listen. Now, when I start the class, sometimes I may be late by 1 minute, 2 minutes or so, he will wait. Until I come, he will wait there. After I come, as I about to start the class, he will announce in the mic, Guru Brahma. Not only he will say, he will loudly shout the shloka. Loud. I say there are mistakes, don't do that. You learn. Or not only that, in that Gurukula, some Veda Vidyarthis are brought, Sanskrit and Veda is to be taught. Now, this fellow becomes Guru and teaches those Vidyarthis. Hey, you should do like that, you should do like that. He starts ordering them. And he taught them all these shlokas to them. They are young boys, they thought that he is a Guru, we are supposed to listen. He is a manager, he doesn't know anything. He was put manager there and he became Jagat Guru. He was Jagat Guru for Guruve Namaha and Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu. And even in my class, as I begin, he says, one day I told him, privately I told him, 2 times, 3 times, 5 times I told him. Sometimes in the class I wasted 5 to 10 minutes. See, some people are doing like that. Learn, I'll teach you. It is not, you can write in Kannada, underline where you have to pronounce correctly, and you can chant, you can chant it. No, again does the same thing. Then I told 1 hour I wasted. See, this is the rule like that you are supposed to do. Otherwise, when we have learnt it, why are you hurting us? And why are you pronouncing here in front of everybody in this in the mic? Just before the class, as I about to start the class, he will come and interfere. He will repeat it. I have to wait for him. He will say 3-4 shlokas. I have to wait. After he goes, completes it, then I thought he wants to read the shlokas. So one day I went late, 5 minutes late. He won't chant. He will wait until I come. As I come, he will start.
Such a sick fellow.
Then I shouted. In the class itself, 1 hour I shouted, I abused him. I say, you are doing too much. In spite of repeatedly, privately, I warned him. I told you number of times, requested you. Still you are this thing. After listening to all the things, next day, again does the same thing. Now, why are you doing this thing? Nobody bothers. You shout, whatever you shout. Why should we care? It only shows he is a very angry person. This Swamiji is an angry person. So we don't care. We continue. See, it's a freedom. We do as you like it.
Swamiji, even in Kannada books, when they print Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, hange print ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ತಸ್ಮೈ ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುವೇ ನಮಃ hange ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ.
ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು? See, this fellow, they don't want to learn. See, now you understand. In those days, why Sanskrit was taught to only Dvijas, in Gurukula only. For other people, they did not insist. They only allowed them to speak Veda. That's why when they speak as they like it, it naturally certain words got distorted and they speak in their own way. That's what is called Prakruta. Prakruta is not, Prakruta means we don't force. You get a freedom of speech is called Prakruta. Prakruta means when you get a freedom of speech, freedom from grammatical rules. Freedom from grammatical rules. You pronounce as you like, we allowed you. And there are kavyas, Prakruta kavyas, you can write it. You can write. Nobody stops you. You speak, you can write, you can do anything. But we didn't call them Shastras. Kavyas were written, but not Shastras. Shastras was written only in Sanskrit. So, people were given freedom and they would say, now they say, we also want to speak. Okay, speak. If you want to speak, learn it. No, we don't have to learn. Our freedom of speech, we learn Sanskrit. We take Sanskrit and speak as we like it. If these fellows, modern fellows are allowed, they are educated people. They are not illiterate. They are not Shudras or even Chandalas or anything. They are not illiterate villagers. They are educated and Brahmanas. If they are allowed to speak like that, in another few months alone, there will be another Prakruta is born. Why another Prakruta? If all India speaks, there will be 10 to 15 Prakrutas will be born. Why 15? In those days, there was only 14 Prakrutas in those days. In all over India, 14 languages, 14 Prakruta Bhashas. Now I think they will create 200 Prakruta Bhashas. Each word will be distorted as you like it. You may do it, we don't mind it. But don't call it a Sanskrit, that's what we mean. You may do what? You have freedom, you change as you like it. Pronounce as you like it. And there are people to listen, they also like it, you also like it. You say Guruve Namah, he also says Guruve Namah. When you meet him Guruve Namah, he also says Guruve Namah. You greet each other, we don't mind it. But don't call it a Shastra and impose on us. That's what we mean. When there is a grammar rules, we follow it and don't impose on us. You pronounce as you like it. But why do you want to say, I don't want to learn, I don't want to correct it, I will impose the same thing upon you, you must listen to me, because that's my freedom. He's a Brahmana. He was asked to be a manager, he imposed all this nonsense. He imposed all this thing. I told the people, they don't bother, they continue. If I tell them, they say what they say, oh, he's a very arrogant man. Therefore, this Swami is an arrogant fellow. Therefore, behind that, they will create scandal against me. They will keep on spreading against me. And this matra, they won't stop. He would not stop. Again and again. Then thereafter, I told you, hereafter I say, you don't chant the shloka in front of me. Either you chant before I come, or you chant after I go away. Then you see, they started boycotting. See what they do. In our own Swamiji's ashrama, they start boycotting me. Now what are we to say? They don't bother. Do anything you like. This is what we do, and we will continue to do it. That's all. Ultimately, foreigners will learn Sanskrit and they will adopt. Germans have already, appropriated it. As Rajiv Malhotra says, they will appropriate it and digest it. And they will teach the next generation, his grandchildren will learn Sanskrit from them. And then they say he is a Guru, Jagat Guru. Germans or Americans are Jagat Guru. These idiots will go and learn from them. Probably, if they want to. Or they may not learn. They will become Britishers only. They will speak English. As I have become a Britisher now. Do you know why I have become Britisher? Not only me, many of we Indians have become Britishers, because many foreigners, non-English speaking foreigners, Spanish, French, Italian, German, they come to India. After coming to India, they learn English. From Indians only they learn English. They come to India hoping to learn Hindi. When they get down in Bombay or Delhi, and they visit Rishikesh, Haridwar and Kashi and all those places, by the time visit Badrinath, Rishikesh, Haridwar and Kashi, by the time they come back to Delhi, they will become experts in English. I saw one Spanish boy in Rishikesh, in one ashram I met him. He was struggling hard to speak in English, but still he was speaking good English. His pronunciation is like that. See, instead of D, they pronounce as a da. All T's they pronounce as ta. I think in French and Spanish they pronounce like that. So I asked him. Then I understood he is not good at English. I asked, how did you learn English? Who taught you English? You know what he says? It is India that taught me English. He's a Spanish boy, Spanish brahmachari. He wears clothes, etc. He says, I belong to Shankara Sampradaya. My guru is a Shankara tradition sannyasi, and he says that. So, and he says, it is India that taught me English. In fact, now I'm changing. In fact, I came here to learn Hindi, but Indians taught me English. This one more boy asked him. He is also, I think, some Italian or somebody's French boy. I told him, he's speaking English. I told him, you seem to know English. How did you learn? You know what he says? I knew little English, not much. But listening to your talks, I learned English, he says. Ultimately, we Indians have become English teachers to teach English to foreigners. This has become our fate now. Ultimately, we have become English teachers. Unconsciously, unwillingly, we have become English teachers. Any foreigner comes, we speak to them, they learn English through us. And we teach Vedanta to them through English. Then I told him, instead of learning English, why don't you learn Sanskrit or Hindi? I say, are you good at Hindi? I'll speak to you in Hindi. No, I'm not so good at English only. Ultimately, I have to speak in English. See, this is the problem. Okay? I think four vibhakti, no, one more, Guru Bhyam, and last vibhakti, Guru, see, what is A? Chaturthi vibhakti ekavachana. Chaturthi dvivachana is Bhyam. Ramabhyam, Haribhyam, Gurubhyam, Netrubhyam. The same. Ika one Bhya. In Bhya, in Rama, A comes. Shall I wipe out? So, Ebhyaha. Not Ebhyaha. Bhyaha only. In Rama Shabda, A takes. A extra. So Ramebhyah, Hari Haribhyah, Guru Gurubhyah, Netru Netrubhyah. That's how simple it is. Only Rama Shabda takes extra A. Ramebhyah, Haribhyah, Gurubhyah, Netrubhyah. Even Malabhyah, then what is that? Nadibhyah, everything takes the Bhyah. Bhyah is simple, there is nothing, no change. Only Rama alone takes A Bhyah, Ramebhyah. Remaining all are same. Ramebhyah, Guru, Haribhyah, Gurubhyah, Netrubhyah. Chaturthi, Bahuvachana. I think other form.
Most of the exceptions belong to Rama only.
Rama only. That's why I told this Lagu Paddhati complicated it. Because the first Shabda you learn, each rule, see in Lagu, he teaches the rule, then teaches the exception. Teaches, first thing is he doesn't know what is the general rule and how to apply it. Before he learns the general rule, he teaches the general rule without any example. First teaches the rule and then takes the substitute exception, then exception is applied and then he learns it. Then listening to the one Rama Shabda, he gets frightened with Sanskrit language. What is this all? I am getting frightened. First day one gets frightened. People run away leaving Sanskrit grammar because they found that like that. Anyway, so 4 vibhaktis he has covered. Other remaining vibhaktis in the next chapter. So in some more forms are there, we will learn. I think it will take another class. Another class I will teach you tomorrow. Okay. So I think some Napunsakalinga are also there. Here, before that, first things you have to learn is, I think one small thing, can I tell you in just 1 minute or 2 minutes? Netru Shabda, what we have learnt. In Rukaranta Shabdas, there are 2 kinds of Shabda. Some Shabdas take, see, Netru in the first 5 forms. Prathama Vibhakti 3, Dvitiya Vibhakti 2. In first 5 forms, this Rukara takes Vriddhi substitute. Vriddhi Adesha. That means Netar. But in certain Shabda like Pitru and Bhratru. Pitru and Bhratru. In this Shabda, this Rukara takes Guna only, not Vriddhi. In certain Rukaranta Shabda, not all, but if you, like you take Bhratru. Bhratru becomes Bhratar. Not Bhratar. Netru alone, Netar. Pitru, Pitar. Therefore, Pitar. So, no, in Pitru is totally different. Again further, Pita, Pitarau, Pitaraha. Gunadesha it is. Isn't it? Prathama Ekavachana is Bhrata. Prathama Ekavachana matra remains long only. Prathama Ekavachana Bhrata. Then remaining 4, instead of Vriddhi, it takes the Guna. Therefore, Bhratarau. Bhratar. Tar agalla. Netarau aguttade. Kartarau, Netarau adu. Bhratarau, Bhrataraha. Bhrataram, Bhratarau. Bhratrun, Bhratra remaining same. Then Pitru. Pita, Prathama Ekavachana Ta Dirgha. Pitarau. Pitaraha. Pitaram. Pitarau. Pitrun. Means in the 4 forms, Tru doesn't become long. In Netru Shabda becomes long. That means certain Shabdas take long, certain Shabdas take short. A few Shabdas are there that I will tell you the list of them. Bhratru, Pitru, Matru also same thing. Mata Prathama will be Ekavachana. Of course, we have not yet learnt it. We will learn the next chapter. We will learn. Strilinga Shabdas learn. Matarau, Mataraha. Ta doesn't become Dirgha because it is Strilinga Shabda. Mataram, Matarau. In Bahuvachana, Matru Shabda changes. Matruhu aguttade, Na doesn't come. That will come later. Only thing is, I am telling you, Dvitiya Ekavachana, Mataram. That's why I learned Vande Mataram. Mataram, not Mataram. Netaram Magalla. Netaram is okay. Kartaram, Bhoktaram, Dhataram. But in Pitru, Matru and Bhratru, Bhrataram, Mataram, Pitaram, it will be short alone. More we'll see tomorrow. Today already 20 minutes over. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. That's